Good morning and welcome to Nagler Power Yoga. So this morning we're going to do a 10-minute power workout. We're going to start our little timer. So 10-minute power morning workout. So the first thing we're going to do is do a couple minutes of warm-up, because even though I have a warm-up, I know nobody will do it. So let's come down to the floor, one hand on each shin, and just sway from side to side. So this is called oscillation. And from some new research, we understand that rocking, just like when we rock babies, right? Rocking tends to make us ease up. It eases everything in our body and brain. Then take the right knee into the chest and notice how I'm flexing both of my feet. I don't have my hands on my knee. I have my hands across my shin. And nice and easy, reaching through the bottom of the left foot, bringing that right thigh into the belly. And then other side, left knee into the chest. Notice both ankles are bent. Getting a good reach to the bottom of the right foot. Then right knee into the chest, roll it over towards the right. Back towards the midline and over to the left. You're going to feel a stretch in your right hip. That's what we're after. Then an easy extension, hands behind the thigh. Then switch legs, left knee into the chest. Roll the left knee over to the left. You can roll the ankle here if you like. Both ankles bent. Back to the midline and over to the right. Then back to the midline, extend up, intertwine the fingers. Into an easy straddle, you can take your toes out left and right. Hands underneath the knees, around your back, come on up, little roll. When you get to the top, take your knees around, come right on up and walk yourself up to standing. Put your belly right on your thighs, intertwine your fingers and get as low as you like. Take the shoulder stretch. Wait for it, don't go too fast. If you're particularly limber, you can sway from side to side. Now to come out of this, we're going to take ourselves up into an L pose. So parallel upper body, and then pull between the thighs to come on up to standing. Okay, so we're going to work on some basic forms in power yoga that are probably going to be different than what you're used to. So take a stance that works for you. Either feet together, which is the hardest, toes together, heels apart, Ashtanga style, or feet hips distance and parallel. Try not to do this or this, right? Parallel if you're using this form. Okay, I'm going to use feet together, and here we go. Easy reach up. Now, with soft knees, take your gaze down with your thumbs and drop your fingertips right under your shoulders. So not next to your feet, not next to your ankles, but right under your shoulders, and drop your head. Now you want to keep one or two fingertips down as you look up. And exhale, bow. So not the reaching for the shins where we tend to hyperextend the back of the knees, but the fingertips down, drop the head, look up, inhale, exhale, bow, then press off the earth all the way around. So what do we get out of that form? We get a release of the thoracic spine. So let's try it again. Easy reach up, soft knees in, touch the floor, inhale, look up, lengthen, exhale, bow, press off the earth, straighten the legs as you come up. Hands come through to the heart. So I'm going to demonstrate that with a different stance. Easy reach. Soft knees, touch the floor. Just let your fingertips drop right where they naturally would. Look up, inhale. Exhale, bow. Press off the earth strong. One more time. If you're very flexible in the knees and the backs of the legs, then you don't have to soften the knees. Come all the way down. Look up, lengthen. Exhale, drop the head. Reach on up. Hands come through to the heart. Okay, we're going to go right back on the blocks. So if you have blocks, use them. If you don't, no big deal, you're on hands. Press back to the down dog, pedal and pause. So for those of you who are working on the step up to the high lunge, which is a basic form for power yoga, for any yoga really, any vinyasa style, we're going to start from the floor, step up with the right leg. Now here's what I see all the time. The blocks here, or the blocks next to the foot. Where we want the blocks is the top of the block, even with the ankle. Not even with the foot, but even with the ankle. Why? Why do we care? Because the minute we come up, we're in the thigh and not the knee. When I'm here, I'm in the knee, and I tend to do this, right, which overstretches my hip. When I'm here, I'm really in the knee. That won't work if we're doing step-ups and step-backs, or just to put weight in the knee to come on up to a standing pose. It doesn't work. So come on up. You can have a little kitty corner between the feet. Then once you have that, forearms on the thigh. Nice easy angle forward if you like. Drop the hands either side, come gently down to the knee, take your right leg back. If you're working without blocks, take your blocks aside, fingertips to the line of the heel. So not here, not even in the middle of the foot. Way back here. Plant the hands or fingertips. Come on up to a high lunge. Notice how the weight goes into your thigh. Then forearms on the thigh. You're going to lean forward a little bit. Draw yourself lightly to the floor. Plant your hands. Ease yourself back for a down dog, pedal and pause. Forward into the plank pose. Notice that the crease of the wrist is over the shoulders and the feet are wide. Drop to the knees. Feet left and right. Melt through the low back. Look up. All the way down to the floor. Come on, down to the floor. Intertwine your fingers. Shoulders on the back. Look up. Lift your toes, if you like. All the way down to the floor. Hands into fists. Massage the low back. Now, this push-up from the floor is where people get really messed up in their shoulder alignment. So a lot of people do this, or they do this. The hands should not be next to the breast. They should be no higher than your forearm perpendicular. So how do you find that? If you're female, take your thumbs to your underwire line and bring them back 2 inches. If you're a guy, your thumbs are going to graze your mid-ribs. Take a look. Are your forearms perpendicular? Are your elbows in? Then with your feet wide, come on up. Notice how the elbows stay tight and you keep the weight in the biceps and the upper back, not in the shoulder tendons, right? This is where we hurt ourselves in yoga, so we need this form. So again, if you're used to doing this and your elbows come out, the minute your elbows come out, come back down, reset, bring those elbows in, perpendicular forearm, crease the wrist under the shoulder. Come on up dog. Then lightly press back to a down dog and begin pedaling your feet. All right, we're going to work this step up. So if you have blocks at home, you're going to use your blocks. So in the step up to high lunge, a lot of us don't have the flexibility to get up all the way. So if you watch me for a minute, I can just step right up, right? Lots of years of practice. So for many of us, we have to break that form down a little bit. So how do we do it? If we're on our blocks, we're going to kick our right leg up, take the weight in the ball of the left foot. So notice I'm not here. I'm way back here in a down dog. I'm going to bring that knee in very tight to the chest before I even move. Then shift into the plank form, then step. Adjust my blocks, so I put the weight in the thigh, take my left foot over, come up to the fingertips, draw my arms up strong in a crescent pose. The fingers are wide. So when I elongate and open the fingertips, I tend to get a little more opening in the shoulders, a little more balance. Drop the hands to the blocks. Kick the right leg up. Find a split here. So the toes come out to the right. The hip is open. Notice how the leg is not bent and the ankle is not slack. The ankle is bent. The leg is straight. Then drop the leg down. I'm going to come down and demonstrate that on fingertips. So you can use your palms or your fingertips. Notice if you're using fingertips, it's not this. It's an octopus form. It's a hard form, so it's for advanced practitioners. You're going to, ooh, there's our 10 minutes. All right, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to press back here on the hands. Lift the left leg, point the toe, knee into the chest tight, shift forward, hinge and step. Walk the fingertips back to the line of the heel. Take the right foot over. Come on up strong for the crescent pose. Nice and strong. Settle into that back leg a little. Drop your hands either side. Kick your left leg up. It's a straight leg and a bent ankle. Then turn the ankle out. The toes come out to the left. Then drop yourself lightly down to a child's pose. Push back. Come on up. Good job. Way to go. There'll be more to come.